Welcome to the Chris Hatcher Show, presented by Alabama 811. I'm your host, Tyler Brain, joined as always by the head Bulldog himself, Chris Hatcher. Coach, we're coming off a 47-24 defeat to Chattanooga, but it was also the second largest crowd in school history. Just can you talk about the environment and what are your overall thoughts on the game?
Very appreciative for our fan support. Last year, it really just kind of grew as the season, and especially our students are starting to support the team and all the athletic teams here at Samford. So that's always good to see. Had a great following with the Parents Weekend being there. Unfortunately, we didn't give them a whole lot to cheer for. But you have days like that. We made a lot of mistakes. Fortunately for our team, something to build off of. We got down early, a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed assignments. But we found ourselves there late in the fourth quarter with a chance to tie the ball game. So that tells a little something about the resolve of our team. But to go back to the initial question, it was a great environment. The dog walk was phenomenal. The quad was hopping. And hopefully we can get a little bit more of that the same this upcoming week as we play our second home game in a row.
Coach, let's talk about Chandler Smith real quick. 8 catches for 87 yards, and then he also had a 21-yard rushing touchdown on reverse. He's been through a lot, and the season's been up and down. Just how important is he to have in the locker room?
He's been very good player since he got here. He was a former walk-on that last year made all-conference. He's definitely the best playmaker we have right now on our team. And I say that because each week he goes out and makes plays. He practices hard. It's funny when you practice hard, you work hard, the ball seems to come your way, and he does that. And we need some other guys to step up and have that type of work ethic during the course of the week in order for them to make plays, because I do believe we have a lot of playmakers on our team. We just haven't seen it on game day yet. But phenomenal. Had a great punt return. Unfortunately, was called back for a touchdown. The reverse, he beat him with great speed. But he's a really good player, and we got to find a way to keep feeding him the ball during the course of the rest of the ball games we play this season.
Well, let's talk about somebody who's a little newer to the team, but's played a lot of football. Garrett Morris had a game-high 9 tackles on the defensive side of the ball. Only trails Noah Martin for the team-leading tackles. Came in from Penn this year. What has he brought to the locker room?
Well, he's a good leader. He's a very hard worker. He played at Auburn High School here in the state of Alabama. And the thing about him, he is in a position, he plays our spoke position, that we rely on that guy to make a lot of tackles. And if that guy's not doing a good job of tackling the football, we're in trouble. So it was good to see him play well Saturday.
All right, let's preview ETSU. Couple wild ones the last 2 games. If you combine the last 2 games, 203 points scored with over 2,000 yards of total offense. As a former quarterback and offense coach, do you get excited when you see those numbers, or are you worried about the defense?
Well, the last 2 games we played have surely been wild. Last year we go on the road and have a commanding lead late in the fourth quarter, and ETSU comes back, and then we pull away there with a few minutes to go in the game. And then the year before, thought we had them beat. They go down and tie the game up, and we get beat in overtime at home. So it has been some wild ones. I would much rather prefer us scoring a lot of points and our opponent scores 0 points. Who knows what this season's going to be. ETSU's kind of like us. They've gotten off to a rough start. They've had some injuries to some key positions. We have too, and we're battling through that. But really, at the end of the day, expect a good, well-coached football team to come in. They like to, hang their hat on running the ball. Defensively, they do a great job of showing you multiple fronts and multiple looks on the back end, and are very aggressive. But I think at the end of the day, it's like every week, Tyler. It comes down, we have to do a better job of being consistent. Okay, and most of that starts in the week of practice, and that's something that we haven't done up to this point, having a consistent week of practice. We've talked about it a lot this week, and hopefully our guys understand the importance of that, because I do think we have a good football team. We haven't shown that yet, but I see signs through my experience as a head coach that we have an opportunity to turn lemons into lemonade the way we've started this season if we can get more consistent and play a little bit better with fundamentals and techniques on Saturday.
You've already touched on this a little bit, but what do you think ETSU is bringing to Cyber Stadium on Saturday?
Well, I'm sure that their back's against the wall like ours is right now, and we're still early in the season. So I believe, again, they're going to come in and be very aggressive in what they do. That's the type of ball they play. They have really good players. They have good tradition there. It's not too far removed from their conference championship run they had several years ago. So, again, Southern Conference football at its best comes Saturday around 12:02 at Cybert Stadium. So we need a lot of people there, and hopefully our ball club will show up and play like we're capable of playing.
Well, you heard, Coach. 12 o'clock on Saturday against the ETSU Buccaneers. Tickets are still available. Head over to SamfordTickets.com to get them and come out and support the Bulldogs this weekend. This has been the Chris Hatcher Show, presented by Alabama 811.